Okay, well that's longer than I thought it was, at least in my playing. So sorry about that, but that's the tenor of today's discussion. It's gonna be that kind of thing, which you know we can be in several different minds about that. Christmas is disgusting. Christmas is joyous. Christmas is boring. Christmas is for children. Christmas is full of the wonder of life. Christmas is capitalism, bereft of the truth that led it to the thing being worth making a capitalist endeavour. All of these things can sit at the table together and eat the turkey or goose or lamb. I always had lamb at my nan's house. You know, I think lamb is more appropriate for Easter, right? Because then you're eating Jesus or something. I don't know. Is he the lamb? The Lamb of God? Or is the Lamb of God just everybody? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's enough Celeste, at least for now. What I've got prepared for today is a horrendous list of Christmas songs designed to make most people upset, and an empty crimsicle bingo. We're going to try and fill that up with classic tropes to do with Christmas, and hopefully this won't be too painful for everybody. That's what we hope. Well, yeah, five particular songs here. I don't know that I'll get through all of them, so I've put them in order that I want to get through them, with Wonderful Christmastime somehow being third. I don't know why. And it's the full length version. I didn't know there were two different lengths. We're going to have a listen to that and see what's going on. But the first one, here we are. All I Want for Christmas is probably the most successful of all of them. And obviously there are other Christmas songs I could have chosen today, but these are the ones that I've gone for. Here we go. Well, what is that? It's not quite that, is it? But it's very close. Let's not split hairs. We were in a very high octave. So if this is middle C, no, not today, but anyway, I got the F. And it's that G that we're starting on. So let's write stupidly high octave into Crimsicle Bingo. That is clearly something of note for Christmas. Now, what instrument is it being played on? That's the next question. Well, I'll tell you. It's a Glock. That's how they go. They shoot one tiny bullet and then one bigger bullet. That's more like it, isn't it? Yeah, it's a Glock and Spiel. So it's shoot them and then play with them. Glockenspiel. That's so nice. Fun with words, everybody, at Christmas time. Very important, you know. That could have been a Christmas cracker, couldn't it? I've forgotten what I'm writing here. Octave. Good. Yeah, it's a glockenspiel. One of the more annoying instruments that nonetheless has this very sweet, pretty sound. Basically, it's a load of metal bars that you play generally with a mallet, and they make this very tinkly noise like bells, but slightly more controllable than bells. Glockenspiel definitely has a Christmassy sound to it, doesn't it? Okay. All right, what comes next?
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Such a long held pause. So we have this big space on that first chord. I don't want a lot for Christmas. We don't have I don't want a lot for Christmas straight off. We give it a lot more free time. Let's write in free time. I don't know if this will stay in, but it's definitely something that makes this beginning quite important, quite, you know, climactic. Doesn't necessarily feel fundamentally Christmassy, but we'll put it in for now. Do we have anything on the ensemble which sounds particularly Christmassy here? Not Mariah Carey. She's only done one Christmas song. She's not the name of Christmas. To be fair, she might have done more. But this is the one that everyone knows, isn't it? We've got more bells, haven't we? Bells, right? As well as Glockenspiel, which sort of sounds like bells. Bells. Bang! Just this big... Bells are a complicated sound, really kind of amazing thing that exists. But yeah, they're not used very often, especially in pop music ensembles. So when they are, definitely something to point out. And Christmas seems like the main time to use them. Ah, right, that chord, yeah. So we're in G, and we've had this sort of creep up of the bass. Let's get out. Yeah, so this particular chord, we've had a bit of modal change then. So we were going up, and then we get this powerful chord of, well, it's E flats add 11 is what it is, with no 7, so it's not that, because that's an even more scary chord. It's this kind of chord, which is, yeah, quite powerful. It could even be that. Let's just check it again. I think it is there actually, isn't it? So that makes it not even an E flat chord overall. It's a half, no, it's not even half diminished. What is it? Yeah, it is half diminished, but it's in second version. That's cool. More like I guess a Tristan chord than, is it? Maybe, I don't know. Don't know Tristan chords specifically very well, but it's from Tristan and Isolde by Wagner, and it was very, very important for the time. These days, we don't really care about what's going on there, but a half diminished chord has the start of a diminished chord, and then instead of continuing the diminished seventh with a minor third, a minor third, and a minor third, we instead go minor third, minor third, major third. So it has a slightly more stable sound maybe than this minor third, which we don't like to elongate for a while. But here, that's what we've got, and we've got it with that E flat in the bottom. So that gives us this uncomfortable interval right at the bottom. They could have stayed on the C there. So we could have had the G on the B, first inversion, the C, and then the C minor 6, or yeah, as we say, A half diminished on the C. But then we wouldn't have had the sort of bass movement that's quite powerful there, moving it up. Arguably are pretty much the same. They just add that that minor E flat rather than the E, and an extra A as well. So kind of two of the same chord there. I don't know if this is specifically Christmassy stuff, but it's nice. It's nice harmony.
Underneath the Christmas tree, I just want you for my own.
Yeah, so this is more of the schmaltzy Christmas stuff. Down one note with the bass, so it's now in second inversion. It doesn't quite feel as rested as when we're down on G. Feels like there's somewhere else to go, and there is, because it goes do 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 do, or do. I think it is that, maybe with a C in there as well. So it's this really 7 flat 9 chord, B7 flat 9. I'm pretty sure happens there. So we go from this nice, comfortable, but still a little bit. Just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. And that more is just the 5th. For some reason, for me, that sounds like it's much more. Is it actually this chord? More than you could ever know. It's not, is it? It's this one. Okay, so so that particular change from the G major 1 chord of the key here to this, which is the 3 chord, but it's a so it's a secondary dominant in Christmas music, I think. Let's imagine as if we do anyway, and let's put it in secondary dominant. We've got a lot of melismatic singing from Mariah Carey, but I think that's not specifically a Christmas. From this thing all the time, so we're going to definitely take that.
More than you could ever know. You could ever know. Make my wish come true.
Oh, it's disconnected again. Okay, let's change view as well. Let's get out that nice old Christmas cat suit. Oh yeah, we missed a bit. Back again. So there's our second inversion. Oh, it's actually got a doo in there as well. Where's that? Oh yeah, okay, it's just at the top of the chord, so we get that kind of thing. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, and it's back to the same chord there when it falls from the E minor. More than you could ever know. Back to that sort of half diminished chord. Are we going back to the G chord? Yeah, back to the G chord, again in second inversion, so we've used the same movement there. Firstly from the C major to that A half diminished, and then to the G, and then this time from the E minor to the A half diminished on E flat, and then to the G on D.
My wish come true.
There's another of those flat 9 chords. Maybe these are specifically Christmas. So that was, in fact, is it the same one? No, it's not. No. Do, do, do. So this one is an E minor 7. No, E7 flat 9. E7 flat 9. Which I think is another secondary dominant, and that should take us to the A minor chord. Let's see if it does. There it is. And this time, yeah, we do have that upper extension of the vocal note on the 9 of the chord. All I want. So it makes it really, really emotional and beautiful. And there's another of those flat 9s, but this one is on the D. Okay, so this one is actually the dominant of the normal key, so we should just expect that to take us back to G major. Why not, let's put in dominant flat 9 chords as well. So let's just go 7 flat 9 chords. Okay. Here's a bit more free time. Okay. So now we're in time all of a sudden. We've got that triplet feel. I think also quite an unusual thing for Mariah Carey, so let's write it in. So it's compound time is basically what that is. Compound time. Bon, bon. We've got a fair few things already, haven't we? That's nice. There were some sleigh bells there, which are a little bit different to pitched bells, but they still clearly come under the remit of bells, so I don't think we're going to put another category in there.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
So there's a lot more things now. All of a sudden, we've got drums, bum, ta, bum, ta, bum, ta, bum, ta. Very simple rhythm, just playing on the beats. We've got bass also going on the beats, bom, 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 bom. We've got this crazy piano, which is almost swamped by everything else, doing something like, yeah. So keeping up those triplets, not going like the beginning, but keeping up the triplets in a kind of broken chord way. So it's like thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers. Are all of those things, I think they're already covered in what we've got so far, aren't they, really? I think, what should we say, fruity backing vocals. I think there are definitely some of those. I think it's a time of year where many different fruits are baked into our favourite goods. So fruity bevox definitely counts as part of the pastry. Yeah, so as well as secondary dominance, I guess we could probably say that specific note presence of a flat 6 in major, something like that. Let's put that in, because that's happening a whole lot here. It's a rare thing generally. It's not rare, to be honest, but it's definitely something that is worth noting for this particular song. Maybe let's say bouncy rhythm. Compound Time does come with bouncy rhythm. What I mean by this is it's got that kind of, the bass is not holding for full notes, do do do, it's kind of do 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 do. There's this little breath in between each note, and so it has that bounce to it. Something like that. Bouncy rhythm. Okay. Yeah, little so that da-dun da-dun da-dun. What would we call that? There is definitely a word for it that I have forgotten. But it's sort of like a, you know, it's like a turnaround. So you're going back into the thing. So why not? Let's call it like a catchy turnaround, or peppy, bright spirited turnaround. Yeah, I don't know. Peppy. Let's go for peppy. Bouncy rhythm, peppy turnaround. Because at the end of the day, these Christmas songs, the main feature that they all have is their peppiness, I would say. Oh no, I'm going to run out of space. Okay, peppy turnaround, nice. Okay, anyway, what have we had so far structurally? We've had basically a whole verse and chorus at the beginning with that. Da 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 ba da ba da da. There is nothing about me. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. That's like the chorus, isn't it? I just want you for my own. From there to all I want for Christmas is that's all chorus. So we've already had a verse and a chorus at the beginning there. Then we had the in time verse and chorus. The verse there was actually a bit longer, wasn't it? That's interesting. I don't know if that's a specific thing about Christmas songs, that they have one longer verse. We'll see. And this one's also longer, this one that's gone into its second verse section here now, hasn't it? Now you can hear a tiny bit of strings in the background. I think we're definitely going to have to put strings in. Strings may come on a certain amount of Mariah Carey's solo stuff or standard stuff, but that doesn't mean that they aren't also indicative of a Christmas song. Just a tiny bit in the back of the ensemble there, not very present. And here's our chorus section. You know, I'm tempted to put melismas just because there are so many and so defining of this song. But realistically, that's not, you know, that's not going to come up in a lot of the other ones, is it? It's not, Nat King Cole's not singing many melismas, sadly. But I don't know. I'm sort of finished. Like harmony-wise, Maybe we could think melody, like, this is kind of an interesting melody. So I guess there's sequence. It's not exact sequence, but that first one, da 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 da, we then get ba da ba da ba da da da, ba da 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 da. So there's a melodic sequence there. I think that's more likely to be a Christmassy thing. Melodic sequence. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're into a bridge. Now, I think while this kind of structure is really common for a lot of songs, this sort of midsection is super common for Christmas songs. All the most famous Christmas songs, I think, have this midsection where things are different in them. So I am going to put in B section or mid change. Yeah, let's put B section, even though that is really, like, that could mean so many things. In fact, why not let's put B section after no, in fact, it's much better if we actually go for something more like bridge here, because this is like they're always classic bridges. Can we get rid of that beat? Good. We didn't need to. So we're just going to put bridge. Wow, that is the most exciting beat I have done for a long time. Whoa. Okay. Fun stuff. Bridge. Okay. Keeping on going.
All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere.
Yeah, a little bit of counterpoint, isn't there? Maybe counterpoint is the thing. Let's put it in. Counterpoint. Okay. We've moved to a sort of different key section here, or maybe we're just using another secondary dominant. All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere. Sort of feels like it's in E minor, which is our relative minor from that G. So maybe we've moved to the relative minor. Let's keep going. There's our favourite chord again. Classic change. Okay. Yeah, triplet fills. Seems like a common thing as well. So why not let's write that in. That's a kind of interesting section because it uses a lot of the same things we have heard in the verse and chorus. It doesn't go very far from where we were, and yet it feels quite different. So that we have that B7 which we've heard before, and the melody. All the lights are shining. So we get that flat 9 from the melody. Lights are shining, just for a brief moment. So brightly everywhere. So that's the B7 flat 9 to E. Then we get the same thing. Okay, slightly different melody. Then we get our favourite chord, our A minor 7 flat 5 if you like, A minor half diminished, A half diminished on the E flat. We go to the G on D. So if we did have like a brief dalliance in the relative minor. It was for about those 4 chords there, and then we broke out of that straight away with some chromatic movement, and then we're back in where we expected, and we even have that 6th chord, the one which should be our relative minor, is now a major dominant 7th flat 9 chord, bringing us to the 2, and then to our 5. And that particular change there, so from that sort of gives it ourselves as our dominant, secondary dominant to the 2, and we've had that on More Than You Could Ever Know. No, sorry. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. Okay, but now we've got a little bit longer on those later chords because we come there a little bit earlier in the pattern. We go, I hear those sleigh bells ringing, Santa, won't you come with the one I really, won't you please bring my baby to me? Right, so we have a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a little bit of a weak one, but we could say elongated or augmented harmonic rhythm might be a sign of a Christmas song. Augmented harmonic rhythm. This is a small box to be writing such a thing in. Jesus, I cannot do this. I need a pen, and I'm doing it with my right hand and I'm left-handed, so it's all going to pot. Okay, there we go. Augmented harmonic rhythm. So the idea there is that we take something that was at 1 speed harmonically and we slow it down so that it changes slower, and that might add a certain amount of gravitas or like anticipation, pent-up excitement for the thing that comes next, which is another verse. Maybe one thing we should talk about that we haven't is the production. It's got quite a lot of brightness in it. It's got these ching 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 sounds from the bells, which really feel very bright. And so I think that's definitely something that is appropriate for the overly saccharine feeling of Christmas. So bright production, but then there's maybe a little bit of warmth in the lower part as well, maybe more than there would be on a normal pop track, but we'll keep it with just bright production for now. We've nearly done it. We've got 7 more things. I don't think we're going to find them in the next few minutes, but or in the next minute, but maybe we will. So there's another augmented moment. All I want for Christmas is you. So it's 3 times as long as it should be. We should get all I want for Christmas is you. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Moving on. But what we get is all I want for Christmas 3, 4, 1, 2 is. Is it that? Or is it even longer than that? Let's hear it again. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah, 3 whole bars instead of 1. So another augmented moment. But this one is even more like an actual pause, isn't it, really? Because everything stops. It's not just that we have a slower harmonic rhythm. All the material that would be on that thing stops or repeats. It vamps, basically. Whereas in the previous section we had new material taking up the whole place. That Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Please bring my baby to me. Right, yeah, so we had some new material over it. This time it just basically pauses, and then we get a lovely high note. So why not, let's have Showoff high note. It's not even that high, and this is Mariah Carey singing this. So the idea that this G is a Showoff note is really a bit ill-founded. But I think that for Christmas songs we have something like that, and it really feels like it's that's the euphoria of the event coming out. Whereas if it was one of those ones, I think it might feel a little less Christmassy. We've got a bit of polyphony happening here, haven't we? I'm going to write it down as well. Polyphony, I think it can happen. I think it is nice, and it can feel, appropriate for Christmas when it does. Thinking of War Is Over, that definitely has some in. A fade out. Of course, a fade out. A very Christmassy thing. Okay. Very low. I've never heard those ones before. Those last ones, but she's really a whole lot lower. She's been for the whole song. That's fun. Okay, well that's the first one there. We've picked up on 22 different Christmassy things, or potentially Christmassy things. Let's go through the next one and let's see how many of those things are also true for the Christmas song by Nat King Cole. Let's see. Maybe some of them. Well, we're already getting strings, so that's good. We're getting strings. Yeah, wow. Well, the harmony is already very different. It's chromatic already. Where are we? Yeah, so I think we're about there. Yeah, very jazzy harmony in comparison. The other one feels more like a classic standard jazzy song maybe, and has some of the classic movements of like 1 to 6 to 2 to 5. No. But this one feels more more jazzy purely by chromaticism and complexity of chord, as opposed to by having standard jazz movements to it. Yeah, we got really a full orchestral sound there. So I mean, we've got strings, we've got, let's just count them off. So there's a piano. It actually feels like it's maybe 2 piano tracks, but that might just be how it's recorded. But piano, definitely. And then this is all strings. Boom. That's probably a double bass, I would imagine. There's some more strings. And the piano, maybe actually less thick an ensemble than I thought. Maybe piano is one we can put in as a standard Christmas instrument.
Chestnut.
Yeah, so kind of warm sounding piano, I suppose. Let's have that. Warm piano.
Hearts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost.
Okay, we've actually got a guitar in here now. Yeah, so we're actually here. So I think we started more towards F minor, and now we're in D flat major. So they're not unrelated, but it's just an interesting place to end up after some lovely chromatic harmony. Yeah, so we get these major seventh chords, chestnuts, and then a minor chord, roasting on an open fire. Okay, there's a very similar harmony to it's 2:45. What's that? I can't remember what that is. No one in the place except you and me. One for my baby and one more for the road. So this is very of the time, like jazz standard, vocal pop jazz kind of stuff.
Nipping at your nose.
Yeah, okay. Da 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 da. That's very much a vocal sequence, isn't it, or a melodic sequence? So we've definitely got that. Now I've realised I've made the same error of crossing things off and writing them in at the same time. So what are we going to do about that? I don't know. How about instead of crossing them off, we put a tick in the box to show that this has happened at least twice. Warm piano. Okay, have we got anything else? Yeah, we had melodic sequence there, didn't we? Yeah, lovely. We haven't got any glockenspiel. Fire racing through the streets, singing the stuff.
Yuletide carols being sung by.
We've got drums, but they are sort of brushed drums. Again, that feels much more of a fireside kind of thing. It's very nice, very comforting.
And folks dressed up like Eskimos.
I could maybe say upright bass, but again, these are things that didn't really happen on the previous track. So are they Christmassy things? Do they have to happen in every single Christmas song to be? I don't really think so. Let's get upright bass on there. Upright bass, also called a double bass or a contrabass. It's the biggest of the string instruments, at least in the standard set. And yeah, brushed drums or drum brushes. I think that's a really nice addition. So a lot of these are actually to do with the ensemble, to do with what instruments are being used. There are some other things there, but yeah, the instruments used seem to make a big difference.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright.
Does this have a bright sound to it? I don't really think it does, actually. The production here is much more of that warm tone, isn't it? So maybe let's alter bright production to warm production. Well, I know we've got warm piano just underneath as well, but it's the production that makes it warm anyway. Let's go warm production, because even though we did have a lot of brightness in the other one, we did still have a little bit of that rosy warmth. And this one's just got so much of it. This lower kind of feeling
Tiny tots
stuff.
with their eyes all aglow will find.
Now, does this have secondary dominance? Because so that where are we? Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow. Glow. Yeah. Glow. Yeah, glow. We'll find it. That's not quite it, is it? Let's just check that.
Tiny tots.
Ah, yeah, so that's tiny tots. Yeah, there's the melody note, right? Tiny tots with their eyes, and then we go back up. So these aren't secondary that's not a secondary dominant explicitly, although it might be used like that at some point to go there. That's kind of out of key, so it doesn't really count as a secondary dominant anyway. But they are extra dominant chords.
With their eyes all aglow.
And that, yeah, glow. Oh God.
Their eyes all aglow.
Yeah. Is it going to that? No. Oh gosh, what? This is complicated. Oh gosh, let's work it out.
Their eyes all aglow.
Yeah, so we've definitely got that as this strange 7/4. Ooh. Okay, so it is just like a semitone down. And then it's probably that. Yeah, okay, so it's chromatic movement as opposed to secondary dominance.
We'll find.
Yeah. So why not let's get rid of secondary dominance and put chromatic movement. Okay, chromatic movement, for those who don't know, basically means that things move from the closest note to the closest note. So instead of making big jumps, it's moving down very, very similar intervals. Okay.
Find it hard to sleep.
Yeah, so we've got even more there. So like find it hard to sleep. It's not quite that though, is it? Find it hard to sleep tonight. Yeah, something like that. That's really,
Tonight.
yeah, so you can hear that the bass goes from when we get glow, we'll find it hard to sleep tonight, or tonight. But yeah, lots of chromatic movement there.
They know.
We've got a bit of counterpoint there, so let's get that in, that string melody there. Very nice.
That Santa.
Yeah, so upright bass, more specifically pits, is the most important thing. Oh wow, that was big. I'm going to keep it though. Pits. Okay, and that's when it's going dum, 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 and it's not playing right. Understand? Capiche?
is on his way.
Here is our B section. So we had two big verse sections, and now is our B section, our bridge.
He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh.
We've kind of changed key because we were very much around here. I was roasting on an open fire, but now they know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies. Lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. Lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. There we go. Yeah, so we have changed key, and the other one changed key as well, so maybe we get key change in there too. In fact, obviously we get key change in there. What should come out? What do we think? We're not going to get backing vocals in this, I think, but we might in some others. Pause is a bit generic. Let's take pause out, and let's put yeah, what were we going to put? Something to do with key change. Yeah, of course. Key change, nice.
And every mother's child.
There's another key change, another sequence. Did we click sequence? Yeah, we did.
Really know how to fly.
And that last chord there, we're setting up. Oh, yes! We've got it. It's a 7 flat 9. And so, and then that lovely extra note. Adding the 13 to the chord and then bringing it back. Beautiful. It works perfectly, just like the other bridge. Leads with a perfect cadence into the original section again. Do we have compound time here? This is a bit of an argument, because he's not very keenly doing offering his simple phrase or anything like that. It's more like offering his simple phrase. So sometimes it feels compound and sometimes it doesn't. Not sure. Is this a peppy turnaround? I don't think quite it feels like that. Do we have a bouncy rhythm? I think we kind of do. We kind of do. No show off high notes so far. Warm production, yeah, absolutely. Or augmented harmonic rhythm. That's a difficult one to say if we have that, really. We had a lot of fast movement in the previous thing, and then in this, reindeer really know how to fly. And so, yeah, so if these are generally moving about this speed, then in this section we have slowed that down a little bit, just in that last bit. So there's our main thing. And then every mother's spot is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I guess to some degree we do. We didn't augment a specific bit of the previous one, but I think that's fine. We kind of do have that here. There was something else I was oh yeah, it was the 7 flat 9 chord, wasn't it? Have we had specific use of that note? It's in that flat 7. Yeah, why not? Let's say we've got it. Haven't got any bells though, have we? Very different ensemble here, really.
And so
Harp.
I'm offering.
Harp briefly visible there. Do we put in harp? Let's leave it off for now, but if it comes up again, we'll remember it.
This simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, a very warm rush of strings there, and the tinkly, tinkly bright harp as well. Okay, piano solo. I'm going to go off on a limb and say this is not a standard Christmas song feature, but it's nice. It's repeating our bridge section, or our B section, and there's the guitar taking over as well. Really soft, warm guitar tone, which is lovely, but again, not a classic Christmassy thing. It's just a classic thing of the time.
So I'm offering the simple phrase.
Do we say that? So I'm. Is that a Showoff high note? In a certain way. It's not quite the same, and it's certainly not on the same level. Come on, this was like 30, 40 years before. So that C sharp, he's a lovely baritone. C sharps are not hard, but they are they're Showoff in a way, right?
To kids from 1 to 92. Although it's
Also, just listen to how the strings are being used as a counter melody. So we get like flourishes of movement when he's finished singing, or when he's holding a longer note at the end, which is lovely. It's really beautiful writing, really the best like orchestral ensemble writing or just general arranging of songs was done in this 50s and 60s period where this came out. It's just phenomenal, beautiful stuff on such a grand scale of emotion.
been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
And then the guitar there going ba 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 ba. Which it's not that high, but it does feel like the stupidly high octave bit here. This kind of sweet saccharine, just little clip bit. Yeah, it feels silly in that way. So I think we can tick that one off too. So we didn't get any peppy turnarounds, did we? We didn't get any triplet fills. We didn't get polyphony. We're not really getting a fade out here. It's going to stop before the end, isn't it? Yeah. So we stopped before the end. Didn't get a fade out. Did get warm piano. The previous track did have piano on, but I wouldn't actually say it was very warm, so I'm not going to tick that. We didn't have upright bass on the previous one, or drum brushes. They were very soft in this anyway. Key change, yeah, we got that in both songs. Yep. All the other things, fruity backing box we didn't get. Sadness. Compound time, I think we're going to allow it because there's certain things that sound like they are. So we'll allow it. Free time, I think definitely a certain amount of push and pull with the time frame is definitely there. No glockenspiel, no bells, amazingly. Lots of chromatic movement, and that's in both. So while they don't have everything in common, we do have 1, 2, and I know I've been a bit generous here, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 different things out of 25, which are all connected between just 2 different Christmas songs. Let's add another one and let's see how far we get now. Okay. I know this is triggering for a lot of people, this song. It really feels like the one that is designed to rile almost everyone who hates Christmas or just hates Paul McCartney. But this this fun sort of echo, it's really nice. I don't think it's indicative of Christmas, but it really feels strong in this song. And these chords, where are we? Yeah, so far, I mean, we've got maybe a little fizzy sort of warm and bright Maybe warm and bright is what we should call the production. Okay, bells. We've got sort of fake strings, but bells are definitely back on the menu, boys. So that chord sequence, so we're basically in like B major, and then that very quickly goes to 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, flat 7, and then back to 1. That flat 7 is really unexpected because all the others have actually been really nicely in key. The 2, fine. The 5, fine. The 3, it's not a sharpened 3 like it could have been, so it's perfectly in key. The 6, also just straightforward B major notes. The 4, straightforwardly in key. Then the flat 7 comes out of nowhere. Now it's really nice, the progression there, it's to do with fifths. The 2 to the 5, that's a great fifth. Then we do that in a sequence, just moving everything up 1, we go 3 to 6. A fifth, it's like going down a fifth. It's up a fourth, but it's down a fifth. That's the important thing for some reason. And then 4 is again back a third from 6, and then to 7, that's another perfect fifth. If we did it to the normal 7, we would get that chord, and it might, well, that's more of a half diminished chord. We have had those, but it doesn't feel quite as strong a movement. This adding the flat 7 in really makes it a lot more sort of direct and characterful in a kind of, I guess, a 70s rock way. Although I think this came out in the 80s, didn't it? Maybe I'm wrong.
The mood is right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean we've got a bit of chromatic movement already, I suppose. I sort of feel sad that I haven't put on Circle of Fifths specifically, because all of these have had a little bit of the Circle of Fifths. Why not let's get rid of triplet fills. I know triplet fills do come up in some, but we are actually already in compound time, because while we've got 1 and 2 and 3 seemingly on the surface, we've got a triplet underneath that. Right, really fast triplets. The moon is right. So we are already in compound time. What was I going to write there again? Keep getting distracted. I was going to write Circle of Fifths. Okay, great. This isn't strictly a full circle of fifths, but it keeps jumping to different parts of the circle of fifths. We give this 2 ticks. Bom, bom. Okay.
The spirit's up. We're here tonight. And that's enough.
So no sequence here, it's just the same melody 4 times. So that's a shame.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
That extra echo is so weird, isn't it? And it builds up later in the song. So we get this really strange polyrhythm, which again is not very Christmassy. Well, what was I going to put? Yeah, I guess augmented harmonic rhythm is already evident, because we've got this this very slow rhythm in the verse, and then this fast rhythm in the the chorus. So we've got two separate ones. One is a whole lot faster than the other, so the other one we could argue is augmented. Though I would see it probably from the other side of the spectrum, and I would say this is a diminished harmonic rhythm where we're going fast through these chords. Right? These are suddenly speeding up the harmonic rhythm significantly from its bass line.
The party's on, the feeling's here.
I guess that it's not strictly strings, but it does sound a bit stringy, so we'll put it in. Have we got a happy turnaround here? You could argue that whole simply having a wonderful Christmas time, all of that is a bit of a peppy turnaround. So I think we're going to give it that already.
That only comes this time of year. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
It's crazy because we've got the shake, 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 shake at the same time as this shake, shake is constantly going on. I hate it, but it's kind of fun. So like a something like that. Yeah, it's a real onslaught. Oh yeah, I don't understand it. It's fun.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
We've got some fruity backing vocals there. I'm not gonna get into an argument about whether they're fruity enough. High one is quite nice. Wonderful Christmas time.
The choir of children sing their song.
Interestingly, empty texture here, right? We've got the shake, 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 tiny bit of drums in the background, and this melody comes down, and then we've got this high string stuff up here, but really that's almost all there is. So we're very high pitched and lacking quite a lot of standard stuff in the lower range. Now it sort of feels like a choir is a very strong part of a Christmas song. So I'm going to take away polyphony, which has not yet happened really, and we're going to put in a choir. I know we've had fruity backing vocals, but this feels different, doesn't it? And it's really a different type of thing. We haven't had it in the previous two though, so maybe that's just an outlier. Okay, so this B section there doesn't really function in the way that the other ones do. It's not just leading back into our main section. It's just got its own melodies happening. There's no forwards trajectory. It doesn't have this dominant pushing tense feel. It's just quite calm and friendly all the way through. And it sounds like we haven't gone straight into a verse anyway here. What have we got? Well, it's another guitar one. Now, I know this is the second song that's had guitar on. I'm not going to put down that guitar is a Christmas instrument for many reasons, and I don't need to explain myself. What we have here then is the same stuff as the verse. Okay, same sort of B major 7 to B6 relationship between these two parts of the bar. We'll put two parts of the verse, I guess. Like one bar is one chord, the other bar is the next chord. We have that, but we have this guitar melody over the top as well. Something like that, kind of double stopped in an interesting way. It's not doing too much, but it's replacing the main vocal, and it's doing kind of the same notes as the main vocal, so that's interesting.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
we've got a very simple drum rhythm again, like the previous one. Bounce, 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 bounce. So the drums really aren't giving us much. Bouncy rhythm, that's what that is, isn't it? We've got that bouncy rhythm certainly in this one. Haven't got a flat 6 just yet.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The word is out
Okay, another verse.
about the town to lift a glass. Oh, don't look down.
So that's the first alteration to the melody. Oh, oh, don't look down. I don't know. It's sort of telling the story, isn't it? It's not a sequence though, and it's not making anything more of that first melody. It's just a new bit of melody to take the place of one of them, to make it slightly less monotonous, because we're about to hear the chorus for the 4th time, and each chorus is twice anyway, I think. So here it goes.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Yeah, so there it is. That's then the 8th time we've heard that particular line in that particular chord sequence. And that's even if we haven't heard it initially at the beginning without those words, and I think we did. And we're only halfway through the song, so you can understand why this one really grates on people. We've done 2 minutes 12 and it's 4 minutes 17 of maybe the same stuff. Let's see. Okay, here's our B section.
Children sing their song. They practiced all year long. Ding dong, ding
There's the choir of children.
dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, dong. The party's on.
And there's our next verse.
Spirits up.
So now we've got 2 octaves of the same thing, as well as da 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 da. We've got both those octaves for the first time here.
We're here tonight, and that's enough.
Ooh, weird.
Having a wonderful Christmas time. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Okay, we heard it 3 times in a row there, and it sounds like it's carrying on into the next section. So that's brought our chorus total up to 11. Okay, so this is the same kind of thing, but with a guitar solo over the top and some whoas as well. Let's hear it.
A wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Well, amazingly, we did actually have a sequence there in the guitar. Hey! So first we get and then we get it's a sequence, even if it's just one. So we'll get that in. There we go. We do have a bridge, so we'll get that in too. We haven't really had any counterpoint yet. Yeah, hang on. Let's go back a bit, because there's something weird happening here.
Having a wonderful Christmas time. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having
Sorry, I know you've heard this a lot already. Wow. All of a sudden, we are rewriting the toolbook here. It went all the way up. Wow, it's so weird. Why would you do that? So we get the 2, the 5, the 3, the 6, the 4, the flat 7, as we expected. And then we get the 4 and the flat 7 again, instead of going to the 1. 4, flat 7, 4, flat 7, and then we go to 3, 6, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7. So it gets those 6 chords, and then it repeats them backwards, except in pairs backwards. So we still get 4, 7, we still get 3, 6, and we still get 2, 5, but they're backwards in order. How weird, how weird. Why? No idea. Maybe he was just playing around. Okay, but we do eventually finish there. Let's count then what's going on there. So this is all normal. And one more. Sorry, it must be up to 20 by now. 2, 5, 6, 4, flat 7, 4, flat 7, 3. Oh, and we actually got another flat 7 and 4 there, and then down to 3 and 6. 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7, and finally finish. Right, okay, so the whole thing then, for whatever reason, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7, 4, 7, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7, 1. Mind-boggling. Never heard anything like that, actually. That's quite special. It's not Christmassy. But now we're back to our Christmassy thing. We've got sort of slightly more solid strings up at the top with these two notes.
The mood is right, the spirit's up, we're here tonight.
I did get a bit of counterpoint there from that guitar. Da da ba da boo da. So we'll put it in.
Oh, that's enough. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Got some claps in now as we reach the 14th chorus. 15th.
A wonderful Christmas time. Simply
16th.
wonderful Christmas time.
Sounds like he was getting a bit more rowdy by the end there as well. What's this next section then going to be? We've got the O's again, but that last time they led back into these chords.
Christmas time.
Okay. Bit of a fade out there. Good. So yeah, just a coda towards the end where we got a full, like, perfect cadence. Christmas time. Yeah, which we haven't had before, and those very fruity, I thought. Oh, yeah. So we got a fade out. We had a choir. We didn't really have a warm piano or an upright bass or drum brushes, so maybe the ensemble is not quite as important as we thought. Warm production, I think we have to add warm and bright production for this one, because realistically there was not that much warmth. The whole bass section of that song was missing. We didn't have any bass. We had some low kick drum from time to time, but it's so bright just on those keyboards and the strings. We didn't have a key change, which is shocking. We didn't really have any show-off high notes, I would say, in that one. There's the "oh, that's enough" or whatever it is. So there's something there, but I don't think it counts. Melodic sequence, yeah, I suppose so. Strings, peppy turnaround. Well, we said it was all that, didn't we? No 7 flat 9, nothing as harmonically interesting as that. It was really just that, flat 7 chord. That's the only thing that is unusual in the harmony here. Didn't have any free time even. Stupidly high octave we definitely had, but we didn't have that in the other one. Oh, did we? We did for the, so we'll give that. Glockenspiel, no, but bells, yes. Fruity backing vox, yes. Where are we? Compound time we've already done. We didn't get the flat 6, I'd say. Yeah, alright, I think we're about done then on that one. Let's add in one more, I think. And it's one of my favourites. Now, we're not It's not a triplet fill, but it is already giving us the compound time, which has been amazingly actually the mainstay through this compound time. You could call the Christmas song probably more like a swing time, but even that's a little bit strong for what's going on there. Okay, so this is The Darkness, for those who don't know, a British rock band from the early 2000s who are still around. Justin Hawkins does basically the same thing I do on YouTube, except with a slightly less analytical frame of mind. Justin Hawkins, the guy in the middle there with his nips out, as usual. I a big influence on me growing up. Very much an important figure in my development and the development of both my sense of humour and my sense of grandeur. What have we got going on here then? What key are we in? There we are. Okay, it's pretty simple harmony overall. We've got this descending bass movement. Ba da da, 8 7 6, jumps to 4, back to 8 4 5. So nothing too crazy there. Mainly based around sort of 1 5 6 and 4, our most favourite chords. Brackets, our least favourite chords in the key of any major chord key at all. So that's what's happening there. That's what's happening there, and that's fine. This melody up at the top in guitars, but again, not a Christmas instrument. Mainly doing it in thirds, and even when they go to a fourth, they come back straight in thirds. So we've got this thirds harmony the whole time. Okay. We haven't got a lot of the features though of what we might have otherwise, apart from we have a bouncy rhythm, don't we? We have a bouncy rhythm. Not got any backing vocals or anything like that yet. Not got any strings, we've not got any choir. Let's wait and see, shall we? Stupidly high octave actually. It's not stupidly high yet. Maybe it will get there. So suddenly changing from that aggressive, heavy guitar sound to a very soft, clean guitar sound as Justin comes in. Fading joy and surprise. And the good sweetest spice of the mountain. Spice of the water. This beautiful classical, or it seems like choir boy falsetto that this guy has. With you, with this whining high high mix. It's not really a high mix, is it? What is it called? It's just a mix, isn't it? It's more of a lowy belty mix, really. Now the drums aren't played with brushes, but they almost feel like they're played with mallets, because where they have this kind of boomy sound to them rather than this clattery thing you would get from just normal sticks. Yeah, probably not though. Probably still played by normal sticks. And then sleigh bells. There they come. Back in with the guitars. Now, is this guitar part in the middle here, is that playing a polyphonic thing? I think it's really just playing an accompaniment to the main melody. It doesn't really feel like it's its own melody. But then the ba-da-da-da, that's a little bit of a counterpoint figure. So let's give it that. Again, not chromatic movement, but step up movement. Right? That it would. Let's try one more time. I'm a little bit ill, so forgive me. That it would end. That's the thing. That's the thing. We've been singing in this kind of area with a very low falsetto, but then suddenly we bring the belt for that note. Lovely stuff. Do we call that show off high note? We've got more in the tank. Let's leave it. Yeah, okay. There's some show off high notes, aren't they? There we go. Very different to Nat's. Kind of similar to Mariah Carey's, at least in this song. So this is very similar music to the beginning, isn't it? But we've just got one melody line rather than the two, right? And there they come back again. Another bell, and then we've got the thirds guitars, harmony guitars in the lower range this time, an octave lower. You can feel a little bit of that warmth still here. We've got the woo guitars just left to be sort of bold in the backing, in the sort of reverb, which is a little bit of an unusual feature. Do we have the brightness? That's another question. Yeah, they're a little bit tinny, so I would say we've got that. Bat bat. So in this section, in the first verse, we weren't using the snare. Now the snare has come in here. It makes it feel a little bit bigger. Maybe there's some other instruments making it bigger. Can you hear? We have a little bit of strings just padding out the background. There's a bit of counterpoint as well. Just at the end of the verse. Nice.
You've got your career, spend the best part of last year apart, and it still hurts. So that's why I pray each and every Christmas day that it would end.
You know, so that particular part, it almost is serving the same it's serving the same function as the B section in the first two, which is that it leads back into the chorus. But this time it is actually just a pre-chorus, which we didn't really have on the other two songs. So that's an interesting one. I don't think we can say it has the same place in the song, and it happens only those times before the chorus, so I don't think we can call it the bridge, but there we are. So this kind of sounds like a choir, but it's actually more like the sort of ELO Mr. Blue Sky noise, isn't it? Mr. Blue Sky. So probably done through a vocoder really, rather than a choir recording it. So weird. Do we count it? I don't think so. So we've got that heavy, distorted bass, but the guitars aren't quite as loud in this bit. But this is now our proper bridge section. Yeah, around the 6th chord. Okay, but the thing about that is it's not actually a key change like we've had in the previous ones. It's nice. I think it's quite nice there how the melody, instead of going that it would end again, it goes until the new year, and it goes down the scale instead. It's an unexpected thing and slightly subtler than we might expect from these guys, but I think that's great. And as it does that, we get the of the high guitars as well. Lovely. So one melody line fading out as the other takes precedence. That's great. I was going to say one other thing, which is, yeah, that we've kind of got we've got more of this bass movement by up the scale, and what I was going to say about that was maybe to do with it having a little bit of a augmented harmonic rhythm, but actually I don't think it really is, although the difference between the harmonic rhythm in the chorus, which is really sort of chordal, like a classic hymn really, and the you know, the verse, there's a big difference there, so I think we can give it that straight away. I'm questioning this one piano now, and I think because all the other tracks except for Mariah Carey have had guitar, I'm going to put it there, even though I know it is not Christmassy. At least in the things that we've looked at. So there we go, guitar, tick, tick. Oh wow, there's an amazing guitar noise, disgusting thing underneath the main two guitars there. Listen to it. Yeah, it just goes boop boop halfway through that. I've never heard that before. Yeah, production issue, but I quite like it, and I like how everything is just smashing, smash, smash, crash, crash, crash. So this isn't free time per se, it's still continuing down. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4 there, but it has the same kind of feeling as free time. I'm not going to write it down as free time though. What's that? We've stepped up key change. Fantastic stuff. We did get a key change in the end then. Boom. Okay. And those, yeah, really high guitars all the way up on the B. It's not, I would say, stupidly high. Is it? I guess it is stupidly high. It's not as high as the other ones, to be honest, but it does count. It does count. It's higher than the one at the end of the Christmas song. So fine. Hey, there we go. There's our quiet. Apologies. There's our choir. Nice. Lovely. Haven't we had any circle of fifths in this? Actually, no. It's been more of folky harmony, but you know, based around yeah, well, we're not there anymore, are we? Something you might expect Thin Lizzy to maybe do. Oh dear, oh dear. Maybe I shouldn't have spoken that into an existence. Now there's a real show-off note, which I'm ill. Don't do it. Top B, isn't it? It's a top B. Yeah, that one. That's the one. It's really, yeah, I mean, lovely to have that just in the middle of a song. I was going to say something else though. Yeah, there's a kind of main melody there with a counterpoint by Justin. So we get the Christmas time of the choir, the children's choir. Maybe children's choir is what we should put here, but the Paul McCartney one very much wasn't an actual children's choir. And then we get going on with Justin afterwards. So we get that, and then we get that from the other one. But because of the mix, I can't actually hear what that counterpoint is doing while the children's choir is there, and I think that's a bit of a disappointment. But it kind of sounds like a polyphony, like there's something else going on in the background, but we can't hear it closely enough. And whatever it was is gone here. We also don't really have a sequence. We have a repetition of the same melody. We repeat that melody, but instead of doing two of the same notes, we step up and then we come down. Right? So it's very similar, just not quite the same. So it's not a sequence, but it is sort of an extrapolation of the same melody. This is in the wizard category of things to do in a Christmas song, which I'm not comfortable with. Going, come on kids! It's weird. It's weird. Stop doing it. Don't do it in any more Christmas songs, everybody. So yeah, still doing the counterpoint really in more of an effective way than all the other songs. Another high one there. I don't know if it's the mix or if it's a really cool harmonic that he has on his voice, but we kind of get that whistling out at the top of these, because it's just there. But because he has something going on with his voice, it really feels bright in a cool way. And it might just be the production rather than his voice, but I think that's really cool. Slight coda there, and then what happens after the coda? Lots of bells. Large proportion of bells. And a fade out. Golly gosh, lovely stuff. Well, there we go. We had that fade out. We didn't have upright bass, sadly. We didn't have brum brushes. We kind of had a bright and warm production. Oh, in fact, by the end, definitely we had that. Key change, yeah, we did. We had Showoff high notes. We didn't really have augmented harmonic rhythm. Although, actually, yeah, we did by the definition that I'm talking about. I've got that in two different parts of my head. We didn't have a circle of fifths, though. We did have counterpoint. We did have a bridge. So I guess all of them had a bridge. Melodic sequence, we didn't have a melodic sequence, actually shocking. Strings, yeah, we did have a little bit of strings. Did we have a peppy turnaround? No, not really, apart from the which I wouldn't say is actually a peppy turnaround. I think that has a different feel to it. Something else entirely. Bouncy rhythm though we didn't have the flat six, we didn't have any chromaticism actually. Shocking. We had a key change though, so that could count in a certain way. Fruity backing vox, not really for most of it. We had choir though, so that's sort of actually, yeah, other than the Nat King Cole, sort of in two camps there, either backing vox or choir. Compound time, yeah, interestingly common. 7 flat 9 chord, no. Stupidly high octave, yes. Glockenspiel, no. Free time, no. Bells. So at the end of this crimsicle bingo, full of whimsy and crimsy, we have come to the conclusion that the things you want for your Christmas song are Showoff. Well, okay, the things you definitely want are a stupidly high octave thing. Boom. We will definitely want bouncy rhythm. Boom. We definitely want compound time. So just so you know, don't start writing these in simple time. It just doesn't work. We want strings. We want a bridge. We want counterpoint. Did that not all of them have a key change? No, that bloody Paul McCartney one didn't have a key change. We want a bright and warm production, or if you can only manage warm, great, or if you can only manage bright, that's okay too. We want augmented harmonic rhythm at some point during the song. We don't care about circle of fifth that much. We don't care about fading out or guitar that much. But those are the things. Stupidly high octave, compound time, bouncy rhythm, strings, bridge, counterpoint, augmented harmonic rhythm, and warm production. Those were in all 4 of these songs. Frankly, amazingly, I wasn't expecting to find that many things in common. And then if you want other things, get a melodic sequence in there, get some bells in there, get some chromatic movement in there, get some circle of fifths in there, get some key change in there, and some Showoff high notes, and some guitar, and some fading out, and either fruity backing vox or choir, and then you've basically got it. Anything else is specific to your song, not necessarily a Christmas song. But we've got basically 20, more or less 20 things there that you can have as go-tos for Christmas songs. They might not occur in all Christmas songs, but they occur in clearly quite a few. And that's nice, isn't it? Lovely. Have a lovely Christmas. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day. And a lovely life after Christmas. Life does continue after Christmas, as do dogs. Okay, don't just have them for Christmas, and don't just have your life for Christmas. Your life is worth more than just Christmas. Okay, have a lovely break. I hope you feel better after it. I hope I feel better after it. Good night and good day.